Oh, did I even turn on my microphone? Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. If you can hear me, put something in the chat. If you can hear me, put something in the chat. If you can hear me, if you can hear me, put something in the chat. Hey, 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 what is up? If you can hear me, put something in the chat. I want to make sure that this is working. We had to fix some tech issues. So let me know if you can hear me by putting something in the chat. I Heart Me said it's back. Hey, Crystal, can you hear me? I Heart Me said it's back. It's partially back, but that doesn't defeat the purpose of today's video. So let me know if you can hear me. Hold on real quick. Why is this going like this? Let me switch real fast. Okay, perfect. Okay, what is up? Drop in the chat where you're checking in from. Drop in the chat where you're checking in from. Let me know. Drop in the chat where you're checking in from. Let's see. I gotta send a quick email. Let's see. I'm excited. Today is the first time that I am live for 2025. It is going to be so good. I know that TikTok has already technically started coming back for some people. Some links still aren't working. So like some of my links still don't work. Some of the links that I had to pull up on my computer, they're not working on my computer, but my app is actually working on my phone. But it's also not showing me everything on my phone either. So it's slowly coming back, but it's not all the way back yet. So we still got to talk about some things because at the end of the day, what would we have done if TikTok were to be banned, right? So let me go ahead and let people know that I am live, and then we are going to get into it. We're going to get into it. As you come in, let me know where y'all checking in from, what city and state. So Crystal said Texas. I think I Heart Me must have left when we were having technical difficulties. Because she came in and said it's back and then dipped. She came in and said it's back and then dipped, which is hilarious. Let me know where you're checking in from. Tonight, I want to talk about the TikTok ban and the CapCut ban. I want to talk about what actually happened, as well as how can we prepare our brands for the next time something like this were to happen, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, whatever platform it is, we need to talk about it because we need to make sure that we are prepared next time, right? And I had put up a poll on my YouTube community tab asking if people felt like they were prepared. I asked y'all if y'all felt like you had a backup plan. And we had some mixed responses. We had some people who were saying they didn't really care about TikTok like that, which I find hard to believe because TikTok did so much for small businesses, or I should say, does so much for small businesses that it's crazy if you don't care about TikTok. Whether it is that you use it actively or not, there's no denying that TikTok has definitely impacted small businesses, businesses in general, all across the United States. Hey, Sasha, where are you checking in from? Where are you checking in from? Drop it in the chat. Let me send this alert real quick before I get into it. I was supposed to go live at 7. It is 7:20 because my tech was acting up. So here we are. Let me go ahead and send this out real fast. This is what happens when you have stuff already scheduled and then you're kind of like catching up. But hey, as you come in, let me know. Are you using TikTok? Are you using TikTok? If you're using TikTok, put me. If you don't care about TikTok like that, put not me. I just want to see something. I just want to see something. So if you use TikTok, put me. If you don't, put not me. Okay, Connecticut. Okay, let me put this real quick. Join me now. Here we go. And let me go grab my laptop. Let me do this in real time. Me, I see Crystal said me. Sasha said not me. What were you using, Sasha? What were you using? What were you using? Me, Jamaica, exactly. So in real time, I'm about to send an email out to let people know, let my people on my email list know that I was late to the game and they should hop on right now. Late start, but we still here. So let me go ahead and send this real fast. And we're going to get into some things. So Davia, me, Jamaica. Okay. So Sasha, why did you not use TikTok before? Why did you not use TikTok before? Hey, Chloe. Then you say, we got a late start, but we're here. Boom. Join the live now. Boom. There we go. There we go. All right, let's send that. And we're going to let them come on in as they come on in. Hey, Chloe. Sasha said, at least not for business that I need to start. I'm on Instagram. Ooh, only on Instagram. All right. So I have to ask, right? So tonight, for the people who are trickling in, because I know I was late, but the people who are trickling in, tonight is going to be juicy. It's not going to be one of those lives where I just come and talk at you. I need you to respond back in the chat. I need you to, be dropping all your opinions, all of your thoughts in the chat. This is a live where I really want it to be conversational. And it might get a little messy as we start talking about social media platforms and so on and so forth. But I'm really excited to talk about this, right? I'm really excited to, one, be doing my first live of 2025, but also to just be live, period, on YouTube because it's been so long. I feel like it's been so many months. So let's see. Texas, I was an affiliate on Talk, but I never got interest in my brand enough to make money. And then I'm from Connecticut. Okay, perfect. So if you've been living under a rock, I'm going to catch you up to speed real quick about what has been going on in these social media streets. So many years back, well, maybe not many, but a few years back, TikTok almost got banned before, right? So this was a little over 4 years ago when TikTok was threatened to be banned because they said that it was stealing our data and blah, 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 blah. And so what happened was the government tried to scare us at first by saying TikTok had been stealing our data, right? I'm gonna switch my camera real fast. They tried to scare us saying that TikTok had been stealing our data and that because they were Chinese owned, that we needed to be more cautious and all the things, right? And so TikTok was threatened to be banned a few years ago and they decided not to ban it. So fast forward to 2024, where now we're being threatened again for TikTok to be banned. And it just so happened that this time it actually went through. No one did anything. The ban actually went through. And yesterday, if you would have checked your TikTok application, it would have given you this error message, right? So it would have said something along the lines of, we're no longer in the US right now, something. I'm going to pull up the actual error message so that you can see. But it had this really, in my opinion, cryptic kind of message. If you got the message, if you actually opened up your app on TikTok or even CapCut, because if you didn't know, TikTok and CapCut are owned by the same people. So they're owned by the same company. So whatever goes in effect typically for TikTok is always going to affect CapCut. And I think that's what caught a lot of business owners by surprise, because we thought initially that, oh, it's only going to be TikTok. I can make it. Like, it doesn't matter. But when people started finding out that it was actually CapCut as well, oh, people started getting upset. Business owners started getting upset, okay? And I get it, because I edit everything on CapCut. Even the YouTube videos that I put up, I actually edit them on CapCut as well, because it's the easiest editing app that I have come across by far. And I've used a ton. I've used Adobe Premiere Pro, I've used Adobe Premiere Rush, I've used, what's the other one? There was like another one that you use for Instagram Reels that I can't remember. But I used a couple of them. And CapCut was so easy. They made it super easy for you to add all these crazy types of features and green screen effects and all the things. And so when I saw that CapCut was wrapped up into this, I found out about maybe 2.5 weeks ago that CapCut was wrapped up into it. I said, what? Because I myself, I haven't been on TikTok in a while. Like, I got on TikTok in, when did I get on TikTok? I think I got on TikTok in 2021, maybe. And I blew up pretty fast. Like, I gained like my first like 15, 20K pretty fast. And I got to like 35K or something like that. But then I kind of like stepped away from TikTok. And then because of all of the threats that happened about TikTok getting banned and what have you a few years back, I didn't really see the purpose of making TikTok a primary platform. So I chose another platform to be my primary platform, which YouTube never lets me down. Okay. So we're going to talk about primary platforms, heartbeat platforms, all the things tonight. But you need to pick something that is here to stay. And YouTube is one of them people, one of them girls, one of them ones that is here to stay. Okay. But the point is, I kind of fell back from TikTok, but I was still on YouTube. I was still on Instagram. And then I discovered CapCut. And woo, when I tell you, I was blown away by the fact that it was just so easy. Like, when I tell you, sometimes I've edited videos that were like, let's say I imported like 20 minutes of footage, but I needed to make it into a 1 minute reel. I've done that in CapCut in probably 15 minutes max. I see, as Sasha said, CapCut I use religiously. I was like, Lord have mercy, right? Like, literally, CapCut is so easy that you can edit 20 minutes worth of footage and you can condense it into a minute reel or less. And because the tools are so easy to use, it was like 1, 2, 3, you were done. And CapCut to me, and you tell me if you agree, CapCut to me is way better than editing Instagram Reels on Instagram. I much rather edit my Instagram Reels on CapCut and then just upload it to Instagram. Same thing with YouTube. I see that, what is it? Laneverse said that CapCut partners on YouTube, so you can search anything up that you want to do and there's a video. Right. You can also upload straight to YouTube. You can, export and upload your file once you're done editing your YouTube video, and you can upload it straight to YouTube through CapCut. And so when I saw that CapCut was wrapped up, I was so butthurt, because CapCut is definitely the platform to edit anything. Okay. Like, I pay for the pro account. That's how much I love CapCut. Sasha said, yes, YouTube is really her. It really is, right? And so somebody said, I'd rather edit on CapCut and upload it. Yes, exactly. I much rather edit on CapCut. And so I want to know, what was your initial thoughts when you heard about the TikTok ban? And then how did you feel when you heard that it was going to include CapCut as well? Like, let me know. Were you excited? Because some people were excited. Were you hurt? Were you lost? What were you when it came to the ban? And I'm actually going to pull up my poll, because I did a poll. I think I did a poll Saturday. This was before the ban actually took effect. I did a poll on Saturday. And then right after I did the poll, they ended up starting to pull TikTok and CapCut down. They ended up starting to pull TikTok and CapCut down. So when I did the poll, I want to say like maybe 60 people responded, and it was a mix of things. All right, let me pull it up really fast. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let me show y'all this. Okay, so this was what I posted 2 days ago. I said, how do you feel about the TikTok ban? And look at all the people who said, I don't care. I never really used or liked TikTok to begin with. 62% of 82 people said that. And I commented and I said, y'all capping. There's no way. I literally said, y'all are capping. There's no way that you didn't hear about TikTok Shop. I think people underestimated the effect of TikTok Shop as well. There's no way you didn't hear about TikTok Shop and what it's done for product brands. Even if you don't live on TikTok, it's still a massive force to be reckoned with, right? And so that was that. Then, literally like 2 hours later, the ban actually started going through. So then I posted another poll. This one has a little over 50 people who responded. I posted another poll and I said, what's your plan now that TikTok and CapCut gets banned tomorrow? And then we had a mix. So it kind of shifted from how more than half of y'all were saying that you didn't really care. Once we threw CapCut into the mix, look at this. Only 17% didn't care anymore. So the remaining, 83% were split between I'm panicking, I'm scrambling, or I already have alternative tools. But majority were I'm panicking and I'm scrambling, which I thought was hilarious because everybody was big and bad when they thought it was just TikTok. But when they realized it wasn't just TikTok, it wasn't just TikTok Shop, but it was the beloved CapCut, people, the feelings changed. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That was pretty interesting to see the shift. And I think a lot of business owners experience that shift. But even when you just think about just the complexity of it all and the fact that these people could play in our face like that and then proceed to not ban it. Like, let me show y'all the message that popped up. Let me show y'all the message that popped up when you went on TikTok and CapCut. Just in case you were asleep, because it happened at like 9 p.m. Eastern. And I know some people's bedtime is 7 p.m. I get it. Goals, right? But when you opened up the app, let me show y'all this. Because I was devastated. I didn't have time to go download anything, to save anything. I thought it was going to go at 11:59, not 9 p.m. This is what they had when you opened up TikTok. This is what it said. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not this one. This is the wrong one, y'all. They said this one. Let me put up the actual one. Here we go. They said, we regret that a U.S. law banning TikTok will take effect on January 19th and force us to make our services temporarily unavailable, right? I have no idea why my computer's acting up. Come on. Here we go. We're working to restore our service in the U.S. as soon as possible, and we appreciate your support. Please stay tuned. Okay, so this was the first one that came up. Then, after it actually got banned, let me show y'all what it said. It said something like, did I screenshot it? I hope I did. I'll be mad if I didn't. It said something like, blah, 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 blah. Something about we're working with President Trump and something, something, something. OMG. It was the most cryptic message. Actually, let's see if we can find it on Google. Oh, here it is. I want to know your opinion when you saw this. I want to know your opinion when you saw this. Because the minute I saw this, I said, they're playing in our face. The minute I saw this, I said, they are playing in our faces. See, so going into it, I had a theory. I had a theory, and you may not agree with my theory, but I'm going to share it anyway. And this is what I was going to share, regardless of whether TikTok and CapCut came back today or not. I had a theory that all of this was planned from probably like late summer. I have a strong feeling the minute they started to say that TikTok was going to be banned and nothing was getting done, I knew they were going to push through this ban to push a bigger agenda, right? And although I can't say 100% that I know the bigger agenda, I am almost positive that a lot of it was driven by money, and then a lot of it was also driven by politics. But I'm not a political channel, so I'm not going to get into that. But a lot of it was driven by money and the greed and the just overall kind of, I want to be the boss type feel. I want to have the credit type of thing. If you get what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, you'll know. So the fact that this says, sorry, TikTok isn't available right now, and that a law banning TikTok um, is what allowed TikTok, or what removed TikTok from the app stores and so on and so forth. And then at the bottom it says, we're fortunate that the president will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok. Please stay tuned. Stop playing. Stop. Like, really, really stop playing, right? Because my whole thing is, based on the data, America already knew the impact that TikTok had on businesses. America already knew the impact that TikTok had on the economy, period, because there were many people who left their jobs and became content creators because of TikTok. There are many businesses and brands, I should say, that blew up because of TikTok. If you know of a brand that blew up because of TikTok, put it in the chat. But there were many businesses that would post something on TikTok and the video ends up going crazy, going viral, and they end up getting a boatload of orders. And then once TikTok Shop got introduced to the mix, TikTok Shop was next level. TikTok Shop did what Amazon Storefront never did in years. And I don't know how they did it. Maybe it was the fact of them being a little not greedy and actually giving money to both sides, the creator and the business owner, and it allowed it to create a win-win situation. But TikTok Shop literally is that girl. Actually, if TikTok is that girl, TikTok Shop is it. Okay? Because TikTok Shop single-handedly has made businesses millions of dollars. And there's no way that you don't see that. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all noticed how successful TikTok Shop is? Let me see what y'all are saying. I use Vimo more than CapCut. Oh, that's crazy. I use InShot so much. I didn't get CapCut because I had InShot for so long. That's the other app that I couldn't remember, InShot. I couldn't get into InShot at all. My husband used to use InShot. Well, I think he still does, kind of, but he don't really edit at all. And I was telling him to get CapCut because CapCut was way better. Laneverse says, I edit all my content on CapCut. I read that already. Nicole said, I was upset about TikTok because the community element and the truth we see from around the world. That's true. That's very true. Betty said, I love using TikTok. I love using CapCut. Lena says, this shows that business owners always need to have a backup plan. And we'll get into that, Lena. It was definitely driven by money. They really playing with Americans and their livelihood. Facts, TikTok Shop is so easy to work with and they pay coins. People buy from people. It is. Okay, so I'm not crazy here, right? I'm not crazy when I say that they already knew the impact. And I think from the beginning, when the United States saw the impact that it had, they wanted a piece of that pie. Let's be real, right? If you live in the US, I know that I have some subscribers that don't, and some of them were feeling for us, even though they didn't live here. So shout out to y'all. But you know that America is low key built off of greed. And so the minute they started talking numbers, I don't know if y'all know, but a few weeks ago, TikTok and Trump actually met. Did y'all know that? TikTok and Trump met, and I'll see if I could pull up some pictures and stuff. They met, and TikTok gave Trump an entire presentation about how many people were using the hashtags that he created for his campaigns, how many people were mentioning his name on TikTok. They put together this entire presentation to show him that TikTok influenced his ability to get reelected, and TikTok influenced the minds of people surrounding him in general to be positive more than negative. And so they sat down with him. I don't know how long, I wasn't there, but they sat down with him and they had this meeting. They presented all these facts. And that's why, if you saw the video from the CEO of TikTok, that's why he said that, oh, 38 billion something something impressions and something something. He's pulling those stats from when he met with Trump. That's what he's pulling those stats from. And so when you think about it, they don't want TikTok to go away for real because of the impact it would have on the economy. But because America's also greedy, they're like, look, we need a way to own it. And that's where they were stuck in between. And they just needed to play hardball enough to get the team at TikTok to give them a little bit of their way. But I believe even if TikTok didn't give them their way and they stood tall, I feel as though because of the hurt that it would have been to the economy, that TikTok still would have came back. It would not have been this soon, obviously, because it came back today because they already had an agreement. Let's be for real. But it definitely would have came back a few weeks or even a few months from now. That's what I believe. That's my theory. That's what I'm sticking to. Okay. Do y'all agree with me? Yay or nay? Let me see if I can find the pictures of Trump and the TikTok folks. Let me see if I can pull it up. But that's what I believe. And if you're in here and you're enjoying the live so far, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, please. Give it a thumbs up. Let me see if I can find TikTok meets. Let me see. Of course, now whenever you search TikTok and Trump, the whole thing is just gonna come up. Let's see. Here's the proof right here. Let me show y'all. Here's the proof. Let me show you. They met in I don't know how to say it, Mar-a-Lago. But there's pictures all over. Here's the TikTok CEO walking with his security and stuff from the meeting. Let me see when this was. Let's go to the actual article. December 16th. What's today? So about 4 weeks ago. This is when they met, and this is when they presented that entire presentation. And so if you read through it, let me see if they put the numbers in here. No, they didn't put the numbers in here. And I can't remember what article I read that said the Trump effect, or the TikTok's effect on Trump, I should say. But this is how I knew they were playing. Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. Let me see what y'all are saying. Let me switch back. I'm probably the only one on here that haven't really used TikTok or CapCut on a regular, but I felt the pain of not being able to tend to your business. I had a feeling it wasn't even going to be 24 hours. Okay. What made you have that feeling? I make so much more on TikTok Shop as an affiliate, on more than Amazon, huh? More than Amazon. I literally was just talking to someone about that today because I have an Amazon storefront, and I have one storefront for both, even though I have a personal brand and then I have my CEO brand. And so I have a TikTok Shop. I have an Amazon storefront with business supplies, content essentials, and then I have home items as well, like home decor and home essentials. And I put it all on one storefront so that way my analytics aren't split. I want to see how much money I'm going to make, because for a while it was only for my business stuff. And I was wondering, okay, well, why am I not seeing more? So I combined the two, and it's still dry over there. It's still very much dry on Amazon storefront. And I really thought long and hard about being a TikTok shop affiliate. And I may still do it. I may do it personally for like my wedding and wife content, and trying things like that over there, but and home stuff. But yeah, Amazon does not pay for real. Amazon does not pay. And when I was talking to this person today, when I was talking to her, or we were talking about this yesterday, I think she told me that TikTok was in competition with multiple platforms. It wasn't just an Instagram or a, you know, Facebook type of thing. It was that they were in competition with Amazon as well, because TikTok Shop had came in and did what Amazon storefront couldn't do. And I don't know if y'all peeped. I don't know if y'all peeped, but the minute TikTok Shop started blowing up, tell me why Amazon storefront decided that they wanted to now allow you to be able to post videos and have a feed. Because before, all you could have was a curated wish list that you could direct people to. But then all of a sudden, now we can have a feed. And now we can make posts and we can share those posts. And I think that Amazon, not think, I actually know that Amazon was trying to keep up with TikTok. And so you have who's in competition with Amazon, TikTok who's in competition with Instagram, Facebook, heck, probably even Twitter, because before TikTok, the place that you went to for real raw comments was Twitter. Yay or nay, right? I'm not a Twitter girl, but it's Twitter. People go there so that they can vent and all the things and get all the news, and TikTok became that. People go to TikTok now sometimes before they go to Google to search something. And that energy is felt. So from the beginning, it was a power play. It was never a data thing. It was a power play. It was a greed thing, and it was a power play. It was really like, in real life, this is power. Like 50 Cent show. This is real life, because you can't tell me that the CEOs and leadership teams of these big social media platforms didn't feel some type of way when TikTok came out of nowhere and started taking all of their folks, started taking all of the attention. So many people started to leave Instagram when TikTok started blowing up, or at least said they were. Were you one of those people who you were like, forget Instagram? Have you ever said forget Instagram? Probably in the past 2 years, have you ever said forget Instagram? If you have, put 2 in the chat. If you've ever said forget Instagram, I'm not doing this no more, put 2 in the chat. I want to see something. I want to see something. Hey, Kai. TikTok talking about some thank you, Mr. Trump. Yes, I got that video too. Just in case y'all ain't see the video, I'm going to play that after this. But I want to drive this point home. And then I'm going to play that video, and then we're going to move on from this. But because I really want to get into I want to get into some deeper stuff, and I want to talk a little bit of strategy as well. But tonight's live is kind of different. And honestly, some of the lives moving forward is going to be a little different, because I don't want to just come on here and just talk at you. I want to have real conversations, right? And so I really like hearing your opinion. Yep, way more than Amazon. Lena said, I saw that. I got a notification from Amazon Black Business. Betty said, I noticed that with my Amazon. I'm literally only on social media for business. I see two. Let me see. Put a 2 in the chat if you've ever said that you're leaving Instagram. Even for business too. I've said that too. I mean, I've done it. I've actively done it. I haven't deleted it, but like my profile has been up and I have just neglected Instagram for a long period of time. And I know of some entrepreneurs and some creators as well who have built massive creator businesses where they have stepped away from Instagram. There's this girl, her name is Modern Millie. I love Modern Millie. Her sole business is to help creators. Her sole business is to help creators. And she actually started off as an Instagram coach mostly. And so she even left Instagram. She's back now, but she left Instagram for almost a year. And that's where she started. And that's what she started teaching. So the fact that people who were big on Instagram left Instagram shows you that Instagram ain't ish either. Okay, I see twos. So I got a couple of twos in the chat that said they were leaving Instagram. Right? I have said that too. So you can definitely say that TikTok made America shake a little bit in their boots, because Instagram, since we're talking about Instagram, let's talk about Instagram real quick. And then we'll get into the next topic. But Instagram always copies, right? And so everything that TikTok started to do well, Instagram took. Do we not remember where Reels came from? Do we not remember where Reels came from? Do we not remember how Instagram used to be the place where you post pictures and carousels and stuff like that? And then they shifted to Reels because they saw how the short form content was taken off on TikTok. And then when TikTok introduced carousels and carousels started blowing up over there, now all of a sudden Instagram is like, oh, we're bringing carousels back. Nobody noticed that Instagram is like monkey see, monkey do. And I'm saying this because all these platforms, like for real, unless it's YouTube, they really be playing, right? It's all a joke. And I saw something today on Instagram, and this is how I know that Instagram really is just, it's just here for the vibes. It's just here for the vibes. And this is why it's important that you have a strategy deeper than social media, because these social media platforms, one, either don't know what they want, or two, will play in your face, just like they did with TikTok and just like Instagram continues to do, right? And so that's another reason I wanted to have this live, because we really need to wake up. If people could be crying on the internet yesterday about TikTok being gone and how it's going to impact their money and all the things, and they really pulled it down still and really played with us, not even 24 hours later, it's back up, all for the sake of their bigger agenda, it's really some BS, right? It's really some BS. And I don't want to feel as though all of my power is given to a platform. I don't know about you, but I don't want it to feel as though my brand relies solely on one platform. Right? I don't want that to happen. And so, did y'all hear about the new update that Instagram is about to release? Put yes or no in the chat. Did y'all hear about the new thing that is coming to Instagram? And if you're liking this live, give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Put yes or no. Have you heard about the new thing that Instagram just released? And I want to know how many people heard about it. I follow Modern Millie. Yes. She's so great. Okay, so Chloe said yes. Sasha said no. Generation X Side Hustle said no. Okay, this is gonna be shocking, y'all. It's gonna be shocking. Kim said no. It's gonna be shocking, air quotes, right? We know that Instagram is a copycat. And so you know how we said earlier, if you're just joining the live earlier, I mentioned how a lot of entrepreneurs were taken aback when they realized that the TikTok ban affected CapCut, which is single-handedly, in my opinion, the best and easiest editing app out there. Now, I'm not saying it's the most powerful, right? Because like my team of editors use a mixture of Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere, but it is the easiest and best editing app. And so once we realized that CapCut was getting cut, it got a lot of us in our feelings. And so, Instagram, being the thief and being the copycat, was going to bite off of that. And so, this is what Instagram said today. And I screenshotted in real time. Instagram says, in the coming weeks, we'll be launching Edits, a new video creation app by Instagram that helps creators make videos on their phones with powerful editing capabilities, creative tools, and actionable insights. And it cuts off, but it says Edits has all the tools to make incredible video or something like that. Let me know your thoughts. Put your thoughts in the chat. Are you feeling it? If you're feeling it, put yeah. If you're not feeling it, put eh. So are you feeling it? Instagram is launching a new app called Edit. So basically, it's launching a replica of CapCut. It is launching a replica of CapCut. And they listed it on the App Store. It's supposed to be free, like CapCut was. And I'm sure it's going to have a pro version as well, like CapCut does. But are you feeling it? Yay or nay? Put yay or nay in the chat if you're feeling it. Are you like, oh, wait, I might actually use that. Yay. Or are you like, okay, now, Instagram, y'all trying to do a little bit of everything. It's not giving what you think it's supposed to give, Instagram. So it's a nah. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me see if I can pull up the App Store so y'all can see some actual footage of this. Instagram Edits. Let me... Y'all, I searched it. Tell me why the first thing comes up says Instagram announces a blatant CapCut clone. I'm not the only one who thinks like this. There's no way. There's no way that Instagram just thinks this is okay. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? CapCut wasn't even down for 24 hours and Instagram came in and said, oh yeah, we finna take that. We're going to take that. It makes sense business-wise. I'm not even going to lie. It makes sense. It's a great business move. But it's also because of the history of Instagram and how people are complaining about small fixes that they should fix, but they still haven't listened to their audience. And so because of the brand strategist in me, I'm like, hello, why don't you listen to your audience and give them what it is that they want? But the thing with Instagram is they're doing a mixture of keeping up with the Joneses and also trying to cater to a younger demographic. And so from a business perspective, they want to keep catering to the youngest people that they can so that it keeps the app alive. That's a great business strategy. But at the end of the day, they also want to make money off of business owners on the app. So it's kind of like you got to pick one. We can't have you trying to please all of these different audiences. It's different if you have different personas within your target audience and each of them, like, has a common ground, but you got to speak slightly different to them or do something a little different for whichever one. But to me, it's giving a bunch of different target audience groups, and it's giving that Instagram, or Meta, I should say, is just juggling between who it is they want to cater to this week. That's what it's giving to me from a brand strategy perspective. And so when you copy every single thing, there's no focus there. I could have sworn that Instagram just announced another update like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And now you're announcing this editing app out of nowhere when you already knew January 19th was coming, Instagram. Why didn't you, from the minute you found out that, CapCut might be banned January 19th, why not prep then? And instead of you coming out with all these other updates that led up to it, you hit us with this one big launch where we can really get excited about the Instagram Edit app. And we can actually say, hey, you're coming in and you're saving us. So, okay, we rocking with you. But instead, you've been given all of these update after update that people are like, we ain't asked for this. Or, okay, I guess it's not that bad. Or, all right, it's nice. All right. You're getting all of these mixed reviews from these back-to-back updates or changes and things like that, when you could have just treated this like a huge launch, because CapCut being quote-unquote banned has been in the talks for a while. This is something that could have been intentionally prepped. You didn't have to wait and then announce it today. And then when you go to the actual app store, the thing doesn't even release until March. What's the point of that? So if CapCut was truly banned and it wasn't coming back at all, we would be without an editing platform for 2 months technically. That defeats the purpose of you actually introducing the app. And so that's a lesson in like launch strategy itself, or even like thinking from a brand centric perspective. And I get that there are some businesses that don't think that way, but you can see and you can feel the difference between the big businesses that are brand centric and the businesses that are not. There are some big brands that when you interact with them or when you shop with them, they give you this elevated experience. You just feel a type of way. You feel supported. You feel catered to. You might even feel a little bougie. And then there's some brands where you just feel forgotten about. And all they care about is the bottom dollar. Walmart, to me, is one of them brands. Like, they're like, look, all we promised y'all is low prices, nothing else. So if you got to walk around Walmart for an hour to find that one thing that we said that we had on the website, it is what it is. But you getting it for the low though. And that's how Walmart is built. It's not built to give you this great brand experience. It's not built that way. But when you have a platform like Instagram who keeps saying that it's user first and it's all about the users, you're telling me that you care about our experience. You're telling your consumer, your audience, that you care about their experience, but then you're doing the blatant opposite. And so a quick little gem, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down right now, is if you have a promise, a brand promise, if you are saying in your messaging that you do XYZ and then you don't do that thing, it's going to come back to bite you. And so it's important that when we set ourselves up to be a brand that delivers a certain level of experience, when we set ourselves up to be a brand that is always going to be innovative, when we set ourselves up to be a brand that cares, or a brand that supports, or a brand that nurtures, or a brand that has high level customer service, we need to make sure that we're actually going through and executing so that we can deliver on that promise. Y'all with me still? Y'all with me? Put gems if that was a gem. Put gems if that was a gem. Put gems if that was a gem. How do I pull this up in the App Store? Put gems if that was a gem. And I'm going to pull up the Edits app in the App Store. Hopefully it lets me pull it up so you can see it a little bit. Let's see. If that was gems, put gems in the chat. Also, make sure that you're liking this video. I want this video to get to at least like 30 likes. So please like this live. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying this live, because YouTube's like, wait, Chanel, you've been a little ghost. You've been gone for like 2-3 weeks. Are you still here? So make sure that you like this live, so that way it pushes it out to the YouTube algorithm. And it also lets me know that you like lives like this, so that way the next time there's a trend or news happening with a big brand or with a big app or whatever, and y'all want to talk about how it affects your brand and brand strategy, I know that I can hop on here and have a conversation with you. So definitely give this a thumbs up. So this is what the Instagram Edits app looks like, at least what they've shown us so far. Nothing too fancy that I can tell, but this is what it looks like so far. So you can check it out if you like. Literally just go to your app store and put Instagram Edits and it'll come up. And I think you can click the button and join the wait list. But you see the date right here? March 13th, 2025. Okay. Thanks, but no thanks. That's my opinion. Thanks, but no thanks. Because If I was in dire need right now, this doesn't help. But I appreciate it though. I appreciate whatever it is that you were trying to do. All right, pull back up my comments. Okay. I agree with that as well. I see gems. I see gems. All right. So now that we talked a little bit about what's going on, I caught you up to speed. I want to emphasize that this whole drama is a wake up call. So I saw that at the beginning of this live while I was having my tech difficulties that somebody put, oh, but it's back though. Okay, girl, that doesn't matter. As you know now, after we just discussed, that doesn't matter that it's back now. What matters is that we've seen platforms disappear. We've seen platforms change before. And yesterday, that was proof that nothing is guaranteed. And so if your business solely relies on one platform, what is your plan if it goes down for good? Right? What is your plan? And your plan should not be that you just want to be on as many platforms as possible for social media, because no, that's not really a strategy. Your plan should be, how am I going to make sure that I'm in control of my audience, or I'm at least in control of the percentage of my audience that are actually interested, aka your leads? How can you be in control of that? And so TikTok or any social media is just one tool, but it's not your brand and it's not your strategy. And this is where we get into like a little bit of the bag. This is where I start getting my bag a little bit, right? Sasha said that's the real question. That's the real question for real. Because if TikTok were to truly have gone away, would your brand have survived? And I know some people, according to the poll, were saying yes and all the things. But once CapCut entered the chat, now people were saying, whoa, wait a minute. And so TikTok, CapCut, Instagram, heck, Pinterest, YouTube even, is just a tool. And so we got to remember that social media platforms are borrowed spaces. They can disappear, they can malfunction, they can change literally overnight. And so you have some businesses that had extreme success. Like I have a list of businesses here, but their videos won't pull up because my TikTok is not working on my computer. But there are businesses who got warehouses because of how they blew up on TikTok. There are businesses who went from 2 orders a week to 500 orders per week because of TikTok. There are businesses who literally built the business on their back through TikTok. And so that's great. But then those are the business owners. So not all of them, but some of them are the people who were crying when TikTok was going down. Because what will happen is you get this viral post on TikTok, Instagram, where have you, and then you aim to create more viral content so that way you can get more sales. And a lot of people who haven't even achieved a viral or semi-viral post think that the key to growing your business or to making sales is to aim for that viral piece of content, is to aim for a certain growth in followers. You think that the amount of followers or the amount of times that you go viral is truly a strategy. And I'm going to tell you right now that it's not. It's not. Right? I believe, and I have proven, not just believe, that the real money comes from the back end. See, so when I was on my quest to hit my first 6 figures, I actually ended up having my first $30,000 month, and that I did without social media. I didn't have Instagram, at least I had came off of there. I had YouTube, yes, but I wasn't posting a whole lot, right? And so what I did have was I created a funnel off of what I knew I could sustain on YouTube and showing up. And I made sure that I intentionally put certain messages and call to actions in those videos to trigger the funnels that I had. And then at the time, I actually had a series of ads. So I had an ad funnel as well, where I had a certain ad going to my cold audience, a certain ad going to my warm audience, and a certain ad going to my hot audience, which were the people that I was retargeting based off of the interest that they already shown. And so here's a cheat code. My warm audience was actually my email list that I was just either retargeting, not retargeting, but targeting through ads, or replicating and creating lookalike audiences so that way I could find people who were just like the people who were already on my email list. Because if you're already on my email list, I know that you already want what it is that I have. And if you already want what it is that I have, you have a certain amount of characteristics and qualities that if you upload that data file to the ad platform, whether you're running ads on Meta or whether you're running ads via Google, because of all the data points and cookies and all the things that they store on people, they're able to find people who are like that audience profile that you actually uploaded. And so that's what I did. And so for me, I only had to show up. I think at the time I did a video a week. So 4 times that month on YouTube. And that triggered off my whole entire organic funnel. And then I had my ad funnel running on the side of it. And combined, I made $30,000. I had my first $30,000 month. This was this 2020 maybe? Or something like that, or 2021, I can't remember. And so what I want you to think about is, yes, build your email list. That's the first step. But what's the strategy there? So when we think brand strategy, we're thinking, how do we get people to like us, know us, trust us? And I'm saying us, but you may not be the face of your brand. It may be somebody else. And if it's somebody else that's the face of your brand, your audience needs to like, know, and trust them. If you have no face of your brand for whatever reason, I recommend getting one. It doesn't have to be you. It could be somebody else. And believe it or not, and this may be like another topic for another day, you can actually have multiple faces of your brand. And your customers can even be the face of your brand if you do it right as well. But even then, you need to have a certain vibe, a certain mood that you're going for, where you can now put out certain messaging and alter like the minds of your audience so that way they're like, ooh, I know, I can trust everybody that I see that this brand posts. I hope that makes sense, right? And so your brand strategy is to build that know, like, and trust factor. It's to connect with your audience, and it is also to nurture them, deliver on a certain experience once they convert, so that way they actually want to come back. They want to refer you or refer your brand, I should say, and they want to continue to build loyalty with you. That's the goal for your brand strategy. And so if that's the goal for your brand strategy, it doesn't just stop at posting on a platform. It doesn't just stop at building your email list, because some of you will build your email list and sit on it and do nothing. How many people are guilty of that? You've built your email list and you don't send that one email out. If you're guilty, put guilty. Or you've built your email list and the only time that you sent an email out is when you have sales or if you have an alert. So maybe you have a new product, or maybe you're having like a 50% off sale or whatever, free shipping or something. That's the only time that you're sending emails out. So if you're guilty of that, just sending these alert style emails, or if you're guilty of not utilizing like your email list at all, put guilty in the chat. Let me see how many people are going to be honest. Let me see how many people are going to be honest. Kai, you all the way guilty. I only get emails from you when it's a sale or it's something new. Maybe it's just how I'm categorized on your list. Let me see. Put guilty in the chat. Let me see how many people are going to be honest. You've either neglected your email list or you've only been sending out alert style emails. Something new. I was guilty of not utilizing, but I sent out my first email non-sale this week. I hope that felt really good for you. But you were guilty of doing that for how long before? 2025, you said, I'm changing, right? And so, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have an email strategy. And so, this can be a mix of things. And I don't know if I need to get into that because I ain't see enough people say guilty. So, I guess I'm not going to get into that. I'm going to just skate on by it, right? I'm going to just skate on by it because I ain't see that. See, so when I see that people aren't being honest or they're not saying anything in the chat, I'm like, okay, well, maybe y'all don't like this. Maybe y'all don't want this, right? And so, what we want to do when we have a social media platform that may be leading our strategy, not Sasha said get into it. I don't know if I should. I was ready to move on. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. But here's what I suggest you do, and then I'm gonna move on from this email thing, and I'm gonna get into the like the core three that I want to share, right? So with your email strategy, and I'm guilty too. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm guilty too. Not for my flagship business. So for clarity, if this is your first time watching one of my lives or one of my videos, I have a flagship business where I help entrepreneurs build a bomb brand so that they can launch, scale, and hit their amazing dreams that they have, right? Their amazing dreams and goals. So I help product brands launch, grow, and scale pretty much. And so I started a product brand last year. So the reason why I became a brand strategist for productpreneurs is because I had a shoe boutique before this that I absolutely love, but I put it to rest to focus on my flagship business. And since hitting multi six figures in my flagship business and generating over $1 million combined, I decided that it was time for me to get back into products. So I started a business last year, but then I had something happen where it kind of took me off course. And when that took me off course, I kind of just like let it fall to the wayside for the sake of me just upkeeping my flagship business, because my main business, the Brand Hustler, is what I have clients and students and stuff. And so unfortunately, but fortunately, when you are in a position like this, my goal is to make sure that y'all win. And sometimes it means that y'all win first before I can even focus on my own product brand. And so that's what happened last year. I didn't have the full energy anymore after this shift in my life happened. So I focused only on the flagship business to just make sure that I was pumping enough energy so that way my clients and students can feel supported. And so this year, in 2025, my product business, HBU, is about to be litty, okay? It was already lit, okay? But it's about to be litty. So HBU, we launched one collection last year, and it actually did really, really well. We had $1,000 in 3 hours. We had multiple $400 and $500 days. And so we launched one collection, but the idea was to launch multiple collections as well as to launch our first physical product the top of this year. But because we shifted some stuff back, our physical product is still coming, and I'm so excited for it. But we got to release all the other stuff first. And so a part of that was a part of the strategies or the things that got put on the back burner was actually the email strategy. I had mapped out an entire email strategy, and I never sat down to actually put it into play for my product brand. But I've always put emails into play for my flagship business. And so I know the benefit of it. And I also see it with my clients and my students as well. And so for my flagship business, we built an email list of over 20,000 people. And we also had an email strategy where we would send out emails that were a mix of educational and all the things. And so this year, what we're doing, and I'm going to put you up on game, what we're doing this year, my flagship business, is on Mondays, we're sending out emails, these newsletters, right, with the cutest name ever. If you want to know what it is, I'm going to drop the link so you can subscribe. But we are having these newsletters on Mondays where I'm going to be able to give you real-time updates like what happened today, but I'm also going to be able to teach a tip or a strategy. And then I'm also going to give you an action plan for the week. So you really want to make sure that you are signed up for our Monday newsletters because it is about to be litty. And then on Fridays, we have a transparent email, which is really like a open heart to heart from me where I am telling you about my journey with my product brand and also with my flagship brand, the Brand Hustler, as well. So I get really raw, right? I'm talking about mindset development. I'm talking about the back end stuff that nobody really talks about. I'm talking about things that may knock you off your horse and how to get back. I'm showing behind the scenes of how I pull certain things together. And so that's what the Friday emails are for. That right there is an email strategy. Now combine that with the fact that we have automated emails where when we have something that we are giving away for free or whatever we have as a lead magnet, which is a lead magnet is something that gets people to come to your list. We then have an automated sequence that triggers off to basically build the know like trust or some more and to nurture you to actually take action. So combine automations with your one-off emails. So the newsletter and the Friday email are technically one-off emails. That right there is an email strategy. And it goes way deeper with how you have segments and triggers and all the things, and even keeping a healthy list. Because out of the 20,000 people that we have on our list, we did a massive clean in 2025, and we're kicking a good amount of them to the curb. If you didn't engage with us in the last 90 days, it's bye, because the way that we are leveling up our email strategy is crazy, and I don't want to drag it down with people who don't want to be on our email list. So last but not least, when you're building this email list, you want to make sure that you are actively communicating with them and they're actually engaging with you. And when it comes to a point where they're not, you need to be cleaning them and getting rid of the people who aren't engaging, because then it's just going to pull your open rate down. It's going to pull your click through rate down, and it's going to pull the overall health of your email list down, which we say that email don't got algorithms, but in my opinion, they do. And the more that you get sent to junk, the more that people mark you as spam or that they didn't want the email to begin with, the more that the like red flags are going to be raised for your specific email address, which will now push your email to more spam and more promotional inboxes versus the main inbox. Okay? So that's a little gem right there. Y'all still with me? If y'all getting some gems, put gems. If y'all are getting some gems, put gems. Thank you, Glennis. Nicole said, I send one bi-weekly but don't have but 15 subs and worry about repeating myself too much. It sounds like you need to have an email list building strategy. So for your email strategy overall, you need to have a way to build your list, nurture your list, um, connect with your list, all the things. All right, so let's talk really quick. I have some notes that I want to share with y'all. Um, Before I hop off, I promised myself I wouldn't be on live too long, but I have some notes that I want to share with y'all. Right, so this is all about TikTok playing in our face and all the things, but now we've segued into the fact that this is a social media thing. And so we don't want to rely so much on social media where we put all our eggs in that basket. We want to make sure that the back end is working too. And when I say back end, I'm talking the emails that I just talked about, but I also want to talk about two other things that should be worked on your back end to make sure that you are prepped the next time they say that TikTok is going to be banned, or the next time they say that Instagram got a glitch and they're down for today or tomorrow or whatever. And honestly, outside of being prepared for when any of these things happen, your money is made on the back end. I guarantee you that. Your money is made on the back end. So if you work on developing your back end and your strategy for your brand on the back end, and you couple that with your content strategy that you have on the front end, you're going to see more results. You're going to see bigger results. You're going to see better results. Okay. I think that sometimes there's a disconnect between the two, right? You think that, okay, you're just posting on Instagram or wherever for the growth of followers, for the engagement, and possibly for the sales. And then your email list and what's on the back end, you think that the two don't connect, or you think that anything that you do on the back end doesn't truly connect, when in reality it should. Your entire brand should run kind of like a loop. And then when we talk about your business, the tools, the people, the processes, all of that needs to be a fluid system. And y'all, systems are so important. So or I should say second, the second tidbit outside of building your email list, the second tidbit is to diversify your content systems, but to have a content system, period. Right? If you don't have a way that you generate content ideas, create the content, edit the content, post the content in a consistent, flowy way, then you don't have a system. If you are doing the post and pray strategy, or if you are the person who you're like, oh, wait, I just got an idea. I got to post this real fast. Or wait, I haven't posted in a long time. I got to post this real quick. If you are that person, then you don't have a content system, right? So your content system, if I were to show y'all mine, you would be scared. Okay, you would be so scared. And so I'm not going to show you it. I actually showed it to my bomb CEOs. They've seen it a couple of times now. And sometimes it gets them a little scared because it's massive, but it is something that works. Okay, it is the reason why we are able to show up a certain way. There's a reason why when we are in a launch season, or even if we're just in our flow, when we're in our flow, we're in our flow. Like, there's been times where I've been on all 3 accounts at the same time, and that's because there was a content system and we never missed a beat because of it. And so recently we've done some refining to improve our content system and to get even better and to really just adjust with where our brand is headed. But you need a system. Okay? You need a system. Chloe said it's huge. It's huge. Okay? And if you want to see it, join Bomb CEO, because we record all of our strategy sessions and they're uploaded to the replay section. So I'm pretty sure the link is somewhere in this live. The idea of this live was not to sell Bomb CEO, but if you do want to join, that's my my mentorship membership community, where I help you get to your first 6 figures by developing your mindset, your brand strategy, your habits, and also the brand and business systems that you need to make all of this work for you without burning yourself out. So if you're on your quest for your first 6 figures, Bomb CEO is where you need to be at. It's time for you to go from a struggling hustler to an actual bomb CEO, where you treat your company as you treat all these other big companies when you go work for them, okay? So content systems. So what you want is, you want a system, like I said, where you go from the idea all the way through the final product. And then once you get to the final product, there needs to be a system that you repurpose that content into. And when I say repurpose, I'm not talking about copying and pasting the same content on multiple platforms. Every single platform has its own vibe, okay? Or like I like to say, like me and my husband, when we say in Vib. So every single content, like, environment, I guess, treat it like its own world. It has its own Vib over there. Instagram's vibe is different than TikTok's vibe. TikTok's vibe, although similar, is different than YouTube's vibe. YouTube's vibe is way different than Pinterest's vibe, although they both are massive search engines. They're different. And so you can have a content piece that surrounds a certain focal point, be across all these different platforms, but it's not copy and paste content. And within that system, you need to figure out, okay, well, how do I make these posts the same, but not the same? And whatever that looks like, document it and turn it into the actual process of what you will use to create content. And then once you document the process and it becomes a state of flow, it's now a system. And so you want to have even your tools outlined. What tools will you use to edit? What are you using to jot your ideas down? For me, I do a brainstorm. So whenever I am in a space where I'm going to be on multiple platforms, where I'm about to be again right now because we're returning to Instagram this week. And so whenever I'm in a space where I have to be on multiple platforms, it always starts with a brainstorm. And even my brainstorm is strategic. Your brainstorm doesn't have to be super strategic like mine, where I have different sections and I ask myself different questions to pull certain things out of myself. Yours could be just blank paper and you're jotting some stuff down, but that is a part of your process. So you know that every 2 weeks or every month, I do mine monthly when I'm on multiple platforms. Every 2 weeks or every month, you're sitting down and you're brainstorming. And that is a part of your process. That's what makes your content system flow. Then, after you get it into the works and it's edited, you need to know what tools you're using for edits. Because when you know what tools you're using to edit your content, guess what? You can become an expert in that space. And so, if you know that you're using CapCut per se, you need to spend time learning CapCut. You need to spend time mastering CapCut. So you can put money behind it, whether you sign up for a class, a workshop, what have you, to learn CapCut or to learn whatever platform it is that you're editing, because you know that's going to improve how you actually output content, aka your content system. And then I already talked about repurposing. But instead of thinking about all of these different ideas for different platforms, or instead of copying and pasting and it not going anywhere because the same content that works on one platform normally doesn't really perform well on the other platform, it's very rare that that happens. You need to figure out what is the outline or the framework to repurposing your content and document that and make it a part of your system. And so when you have content systems, it makes it easy for you to just go to another platform. Because in reality, everything that you're doing, all you have to do is say, okay, I already got the process to creating the content. I already know what I'm doing. I just have to now just switch gears. And instead of TikTok, I'm now on Instagram. And I just have to learn Instagram a little bit and see what tweaks I need to make to my content system, and bada bing, bada boom. Another thing too is I believe in having a heartbeat platform and then a secondary platform. So my heartbeat platform is YouTube, and then my secondary is Instagram. Your heartbeat platform is the platform that is the best performing uh content platform, not just off of vanity metrics, but off of the back end of your business. What platform generates the most leads for you? And if you don't know what your lead number is, then that's something that you need to look into. What platform can you create the best content on that you feel like is um, basically a central place that you can pull a ton of ideas from? And that's why it's easy for you to repurpose. And then what content do you like actually, posting on too, right? So you want to think about all of that as well. Okay, now, before I get into the second thing and then the last thing, y'all picking up what I'm putting down? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Let me know in the chat. How are you feeling? Hey, Natu. Thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. How are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're happy you made this live? How long have I been on here? Okay, yes, it's almost almost my time again. All right, so the second thing when it comes to making sure that your brand can survive with or without any like social media platform going down, you need to focus on your customer journey. And if you don't know what customer journey is, look it up, or just honestly just binge some of my videos. I talk about it there too. But customer journey is the offline conversion strategies that you have in addition to the online conversion strategies that you have. But this goes into what I said about building know like trust, nurturing, building loyalty, all the things. This is what happens in your customer journey. So, for example, you'll see a lot of big brands, they use social media for awareness, but they rely on their back end systems, such as their email automated flows, their text message flows for revenue, or even their ads for revenue. And so you may interact with a brand online, you may see a social media post and you may like it. You may interact with that, but once you get on their email list, it's a next level type of marketing that you get. Or because you interacted with a certain type of post, you now trigger an ad funnel that they have set up that will then target you with certain ads until you at least go to the site, check it out, abandon cart, and then now you're targeted with emails, text messages, and ads. So, you know, somebody said, I hate that they're giving commercials during lives now. That's crazy. You know, pause. I heard about that because I'm like a YouTuber for real. Like when I'm not, well, I don't even say when I'm not watching TV. When I'm not working, I'm watching YouTube. Even when I am working sometimes, I'm watching YouTube. I'm cleaning, I'm watching YouTube. I'm cooking, I'm watching YouTube. And I say this because I watch people who go live too. And somebody that I watch on live just said this like last week. They said that ads were being shown in their live and people in the chat were complaining. And she had to reach out to YouTube, her YouTube partner to get them to turn off the ads. So I don't know if I have a YouTube partner this year. I did last year, but then we kind of like I did last year and the year before, but then we kind of like fizzled away a little bit once I kind of took a step back. So I'm gonna see. I don't know though. Yeah, that's weird. I don't get ads because I have YouTube Premium. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I have YouTube Premium. So when I was watching her live, I didn't get any ads. So I didn't know what they were talking about. But yeah, people were saying it cuts off at the rare spots. And I'm wondering how they do that because when it comes back, does it just pick up from where I'm at or are you behind? And if you're behind, how does that make it live? That's interesting. I don't think it matters whether it's on TV or on the phone. I think it's just they just want their ad revenue. I think it's just they just want their ad revenue. I don't know. I've never usually when I put up the replay, that's when it asks me, do I want to monetize it? And of course, I'm gonna monetize the replay all day because you should have been here live. And so if you're watching the replay, you're watching a recording of it anyway. So, you know, the ads play whatever and it picks up from where it was. But like on the actual live is kind of crazy. I'm sorry. So I'll look into it for next time. Yeah, once we skip the ad, we're behind. Oh, that's stupid. No, well, hold on. Let me not say that on YouTube's internet real quick. That's kind of silly though. So we missed whatever you said. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm cooking and running back to the phone to press skip. OMG. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll look into it for next time. Whenever the next tea happens and I'm gonna hop on live. That's crazy. But thank you for telling me. So now I know. Cause that's annoying. Yeah, and I wouldn't know. And I don't think my husband, he doesn't have YouTube Premium, but he doesn't watch live channels. He don't watch anybody that go live for real. All of his stuff he watches recorded. So I didn't even know that they started doing that until last week when somebody said it on that live, but I didn't experience it myself. So thank you for sharing that with me. Um, dang, what was I saying? Yeah, so your customer journey, you just want to map it out, right? So what I suggest doing is mapping out how do people learn about your brand? How do they connect with your brand? How do you nurture them? What happens when they purchase from you? What happens after they get whatever it is that they purchase from you? How do they how are they able to reconnect with you? Like, and customer journeys are so important, and I'm going to tell you something, like, because you don't think about the journey for some reason when you own the actual business. But when you're on the other end, y'all be realizing the journey. Like, y'all realize when you don't feel heard or seen. Like, you do. And it's crazy because when we switch to owning the brand, sometimes we don't put ourselves into the consumer's shoes. And so what your customer journey is really putting yourself into your consumer's shoes and asking yourself, what are they thinking, feeling, um, and experiencing right now? And are they delighted? Are they supported? Are they feeling addressed? All the things. We really got to think about our full customer journey and the overall experience that we're giving them. And so I'm telling you, grab a piece of paper. It's January. So if you do what I'm telling you right now and you activate these strategies, you should be having some successful months. Okay, you should have a very successful 2025. And so you want to map out your customer journey on a piece of paper. Like I said, what are you doing to attract people? What are you doing to connect with them? What are you doing to nurture? What are you doing post purchase to deliver on a certain experience? And what are you doing after you deliver on that product to actually delight them and have them build some loyalty with you where they want to come back and shop over and over again, or they want to refer you to other people? That's what we want to think about. We want to map that whole thing out. Map it out like a literal like street if you want to do like a curvy road, like a journey, and put little stops on the journey that represent those stages that I just said, and then answer those questions along the way. And then you ask yourself, you go deeper. You say, what tools do I need to support this? What do I need to create to make this happen? What do I need to do to make this happen? What do I need to automate to make this happen? Or do I need to tap in somebody and get their help on this real quick? Do I need to hire somebody for a project and get them to do this real quick? What do I need to do here? Right? And trust me, this is so important. Like, for example, I know somebody who came to me and she was giving free samples, but in the free samples, when she delivers them, all she has in there is her business card, and on the back it has like the plain like direct to website, and then it has her email where you can contact her to order stuff. Baby, that is not a good customer journey, okay? At all. And so we talked about that because in reality, we need to think about, okay, what are they going to feel or what are they going to think when they get these free samples? What should be their next step? How do we get them there? How do we support them to the next step? And so instead of just giving them that, can we not give them a actual full-blown card with the information of whatever they're sampling, the full size version? Can we not give them a QR code that they can scan and take them direct to buy the full size version? Can we not then have an automated email or text message or both sequence that goes to them once it says that their sample has been delivered? So that way we are following up to see how they feel about this free sample, and we're giving them a coupon code to come and actually shop the actual full-fledged version, right? We want to think about the full journey of something. So I hope that makes sense. And so those are the things: email, your content systems, focus on your customer journey. And this is like a little bonus tip because TikTok Shop was major, or is major because it's back now. I have to keep reminding myself that TikTok Shop is major for small businesses. And whether or not you decide to put your brand on TikTok Shop, you can replicate TikTok Shop elsewhere. You can do that by reverse engineering TikTok Shop's success. Okay? So, what you want to do is you want to think about what made TikTok Shop so successful to you. Was it the fact that it was relatable? Was it the fact that people could go live and sell their products? Was it the fact that you were getting real creators who could create super raw content about your product that then sold it for you? What was it about TikTok Shop that you liked? And once you identify what those things are, all you have to do is say, okay, well, how can I apply this elsewhere? Can I go on Instagram Live, or can I go on Facebook Live, or can I go on, what else has lives? YouTube Live. Can I go on these lives and can I just replicate what I was doing on TikTok? Maybe I got to adjust a little bit based on the platform. So instead of just going on Instagram and just saying, all right, buy this, buy that, maybe I have to talk about the value of the product a little bit more. Maybe I have to share some type of story on how the product changed either my customer's life or my life. And maybe I get into that and then I'm showing the actual product on there, right? We want to think about that. We also want to then say, can I replicate this myself somehow? So if we love the community on TikTok, I saw that somebody said they love the community that TikTok has. Can we create a community of our own? Right? There's many softwares that allow you to create communities, paid, free, what have you. But even if you're like, okay, well, let me just test the waters and create a Facebook group to see what it's hitting on. And once I get to 50 people or 100 people in my Facebook group, I'm then going to move it off of Facebook and I'm going to put it on like my own community hub. I'm going to put it on a Mighty Networks or a Circle or what have you. There are many options out there. So for me, Bomb CEO is hosted on Mighty Networks. I like it. My Bomb CEOs like it. So that's something that works for us. And I even thought about playing around with Facebook groups for HBU. So for my product brand, I actually have a part of my annual plan possibly having a Facebook community. So it allows you to get them off and into another space. But here's the hack. To be able to be a part of the Facebook community, I'm collecting information from you. I don't just want your Facebook username. I'm collecting your name, your email, and your phone number. And I got some questions for you as well. Right? And so that allows me to now have your information, put it into my database, to email you, to text you, to store. Now I got that on you. So you're coming into my community for my product brand to feel supported, because one of our main pillars for our brand is community. And so I want to build that, but I still need it to make sense too. Right? And so you want to think about all these ways that you can replicate TikTok or TikTok shop success in other ways yourself. And so I want to advise you, TikTok ban or not, right? I want to advise you to take control of your brand in 2025. Please stop letting these people play in your face. Take control of your brand. And so if you've been relying on just social media alone, you're basically like building a house on rented land right now. So that means if people came back to get their land, your house would be gone. And while platforms like TikTok are great for awareness, the real money is made on the back end. It's made in your brand strategy, and it's made in the systems you build to support that brand strategy. So take time to invest in your back end, whether that's email marketing, automations, or even how you generate leads, like having a lead generation funnel, because that's what will keep your brand and business thriving no matter what happens to TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, what have you. Okay? And so some action steps for you are to, one, I dropped the link if you want to join the my email list. I dropped my link in the chat. I'm going to pull it up. If you click the link, it'll take you to a screen that looks like this where you can opt in. But it's some really good stuff coming. We've upped our email strategy like I shared with you before. And we only want people who are going to be locked in. So only join the email list if you know that you're going to be opening it up when the emails come out. You're going to be applying these strategies. And you really are going to be out here making sure that your brand wins in 2025. Then that's who I want on my email list. I don't want no dead weight, okay? I'm not playing games in 2025. And so the gems that I'm going to be sharing with you, the strategies, the tips, the advice, the insight, even the raw stories and the raw experiences that I'm sharing with you is only for the right type of person. So if that is you, click that link that I put in the chat. I'll make sure that after this live, I go in the comments and I make it a pinned comment. But click that link. You're going to be able to enter your name, email, and then you get to pick what it is that you want to sign up for. If I were you, I would click all three. So you can click, any of these boxes that you want. You can click multiple like I just did. So you have brand T. This is going to be our weekly Monday emails where you get brand strategy, tools, tips, and more. And there's a special content like that I am going to be sharing on there. It's like a little corner of my own newsletter strictly for Canva, and I am a big Canva girly. If you know, you know. And so if you've been struggling with some brand design and stuff like that, we even got that on there for you. So it's fire, y'all. So that's brand T. Then behind the hustle, those are our Friday raw, transparent lessons from my journey as a CEO. So you definitely want to get in on those emails if you appreciate raw insight, raw stories, and you just like, I just want to see that you out here doing it, girl. So that's what you want to sign up for. And then if you want to be notified whenever we drop something, if we have a special sale, any alert for a workshop or anything like that, if you want exclusive first dibs on that, then you'll click where it says sales and offer alerts to make sure that you sign up for that. But completely free. But like I said, don't join the list if you playing games, okay, in 2025. I only want the people who are going to be locked in, okay? Boss Fashionista said, how do you get into your boss community? Oh, into Bomb CEO? I'll drop the link for you really quick. It's bombceo.com, but I will put it in here for you so that you can get to it. So let me give y'all 3 action items because I don't believe in just talking for my health because, yeah, I be talking a lot and I don't believe in talking for my health. So action steps. 1, join that email list. I put the link like I said. 2, build an email list of your own. All right? Build an email list of your own after you join mine. 3, figure out your customer journey. And if you already have an idea of what it is, let's actually build and automate that thing, okay? And if you have an idea, let me back up, because if you have an idea, it doesn't mean that you actually put it on paper. Let's get it out of your head and on paper first. So you definitely want to map it out, okay? Map it out. You could start with just a road figure, or you could do a full-blown process map. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever your strength is. And then after you built your email list and you've developed your customer journey and automated it, I need you to create a content system so that you can diversify your content with ease across these platforms, okay? That's what I need you to do. I need you to do that because, let me tell you something. Do y'all want to see my content process map? I want you to know it's going to scare you. And that's going to be the last thing I'm going to show you, and then I'll answer any questions that you have. But do y'all want to see my process map? I don't know. Actually, no, I'm not going to scare you like that. If you join Bomb CEO, then you'll see it inside. I literally have showed it multiple times, but I show it. We have a content focus coming up where we're going to be focused all on content for 3 months straight. So you're going to see it over and over and over again. But I also can drop the link in there. So if you go into Bomb CEO and you're like, hey, can you show me the content system that you were talking about? Then I can drop the link. Chloe said, show them. Chloe said, show them. Chloe's in Bomb CEO. Yeah. Chloe, all right, hold on. Let me see. I'm going to flash it real quick. I'm not explaining it to you. I'm going to flash it. I'm just going to flash it to you. But Chloe said, show y'all. So I got to sign in though. Hold on, let me see. Let's see. If I even remember what my password is. Let's see. Let me log in with a code. If you have any questions, you can start dropping them in the chat. I did post the link to Bomb CEO as well. It's bombceo.com, or you can use the link that I gave you. 347-447. Let me see. I'm mad that I forgot to play the video from TikTok CEO for y'all so you could hear what he said about when he was shutting it down, and he was like, I'm confident that the president is going to work out the deal. Oh, and here's some tea for you. The whole reason that TikTok even came back, apparently, they're about to split it half and half with the US, but they haven't said who the people are on the US side that are claiming half of TikTok. Like, I'm pretty sure it's either, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I was going to say I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of billionaires that came together, but it might even be some politicians that came together too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. All right, let me show my screen real fast. This is my content process flagship business. Okay, this is not the one for my product business. The one for my product business looks way simpler. But I can't show y'all that one because that one's chicken scratch. It's drawn out. I haven't put it into Canva yet. Putting it into Canva is a task, okay? Putting all these boxes, circles, and all the things is a task. So I haven't mapped out chicken scratch style. Nicole said, thank you for this live. I always learn so many gems for you. Thank you, Nicole. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this style. It wasn't just hopping straight into tips and stuff, but, you know, definitely. Chloe said, I told y'all, huge. So yeah, so like over here, this is where it starts at this top part. I'll zoom in so you see where it starts. This is where it's, where to go? This is where it starts at the top part right here. And then depending on what type of content is being created, it has different endpoints. So even our email pulls from this as well. So like there's email topics that pull from this as well. So yeah, it's a massive document, but yours doesn't have to be this massive. Like I said, the one for my product brand is not this massive. And it's also, I'm a team of one for my product brand right now. So it's just me. So whereas this one, we have multiple people, multiple hands on deck. For our product brand for HBU, it's not multiple hands on deck. I'm doing all of it for the most part right now. So don't let this freak you out. This is just inspiration of so what your content system could look like. So this whole thing right here is a process of how, for my flagship business, the Brand Hustler LLC, this is how content is brainstormed, created, edited, and repurposed, all in this right here. And yeah, this is it. This is the heartbeat of our content. And you'll start to see it, especially if you sign up for the newsletter, which I put the link in there. Let me grab the link and put it just in case you missed it. I put the link in there. Okay. You'll be able to see that if you're locked in, if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you follow me on Instagram at The Brand Hustler, you'll be able to see this machine work. Okay. Like you're going to see this running. So I'm super excited. And when you see it, if you're like, oh girl, well, you don't even know what this machine is like unless you're a Bomb CEO. So if you're a Bomb CEO and you've seen the walkthrough of me explaining it, and then you see it in real life and you're like, ooh, I see what you did there. Let me know, like comment on stuff and all the things. And last but not least, speaking of TikTok, if anybody DMs you on TikTok saying, hey, or whatever, from a page that looks like me, it is not me. Okay. I do not DM anybody on TikTok, let alone sometimes I barely open the app. Okay. And in the case that I do return to TikTok this year or start using it more this year, best believe I'm not DMing you. I'm not asking you for money of any kind on TikTok or anything. So please pay attention to the @ name. There's been a lot of people who have been making replica accounts, but the @ name will be misspelled. So they may put 2 D's or 2 R's or something like that. My @ name is The Brand Hustler. Everything is spelled correctly. TheBrandHustler. That's it. Okay. And that's on every platform. That's how it is. It's no underscores, no periods, no nothing. So please don't be out here getting got. Okay. And this year, now that I'm returning to Instagram, I'm more than likely going to get the verification badge. So that will help over there. But TikTok, I don't think they got that yet. So maybe they'll get that this year. But yeah, let me know in the chat If you loved this live, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat how y'all felt about it. How do you feel about it? And I think I saw Sasha said she joined. You joined the list. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Let's see how y'all feeling. Yes, please. Oh, I think she's asking about what I already showed. I'm like, what? Want to see? Okay, I already showed it. I know that some people are behind. I'm definitely going to figure out the ad thing. But Boss Fashionista, I hope to see you in um, Bomb CEO if you haven't joined already. And I'll make sure I pin both of those links in the comments as well. Bomb CEO and also the newsletter. Since some people asked about Bomb CEO, I'll go ahead and pin that. But this was great, y'all. I love doing this with y'all. My idea for YouTube Lives in 2025 is to come and talk about real world things that are happening um, with brands and with new tech and all the stuff that affect how you do business and how you build and grow your brand, period. So I'm looking forward to doing many of these, especially as 2025 on Ravels. So I will see y'all next time whenever it is. I'm not scheduling lives this year, so I don't have like a live schedule. Like I'm not gonna go live every week. I don't know when the lives will be. It's just if something happens. So if Instagram releases something that will be big for brands, I may go live. If there's a big drama with maybe a huge brand like Fashion Nova, I'll go live and we'll talk about it and we'll pull out the lessons and how they apply to our brand. That's the direction I'm going in with for the YouTube live. So I hope you like that direction. If you don't, oh well, you don't have to watch. But if you do like the direction, let me know. And then for those who keep on watching, the point is for us to improve our lives. So as you come to lives, give me suggestions on improvements, all the things. Like I want to level up how it looks, how it sounds, the vibes, all the things. So I'm excited. So if you're in for this ride with me with this YouTube live strategy, I am excited for you. And I will see you the next time, whenever that is. And maybe next time I have like some music for the intro or something. Cause y'all know, like whenever I say I'm going live, if I'm going live at 7, I'm actually going live at 7:05. Okay, so maybe there'll be a little music for y'all to wait. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me and for sticking it out with me. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, Hustle Babes. Peace.